Alright, press the button, see if we go live.
Button.
Who's got the button? Creepy Zach always said that.
Oh God, I need to stop saying it.
Well, it's from a movie, isn't it? Or show?
I can't remember.
It's from something. Hey, we're live. That was fast.
Nice. My phone will get there eventually. There we go.
There is a stream delay, so greetings. Stay a while. Listen.
Hi.
We've got Barbara, Penn, and Cirque already in chat, and a couple people also just lurking. So hello, everyone. Welcome.
What's kicking, chickens?
It's Wednesday. It's live streaming day. And I'm playing Die Hard Arcade because it's not Christmas.
You never answered me about going to see Die Hard.
I didn't. Well, I was in the middle of painting when you sent that. So I was like, let me finish the wall and see how I feel. And then I saw how I felt. I'm like, I completely forgot to respond because I felt like crap.
Anyway.
But I kind of want to. I got to figure out a day to do it.
Because, yeah, they're showing Die Hard in two of the theaters. 2 or 3 of them around here. And it's my favorite Christmas movie.
There's a toggle setting for violence, on or off.
Mother
Crib violence. But yeah, it's not Christmas until you see Hans Gruber fall from Nakatomi.
It's not.
So
we never had Christmas last year because I never saw it.
Christmas never happened. So this game is not actually a Die Hard game. This was just an action game that was released in Japan that got the Die Hard name added on top of it to try to get it to sell here. I'm getting the shit kicked out of me. Oh, I don't think I'm actually allowed to say that yet. I don't think we're within a minute, but it doesn't matter.
It's still a little early.
But this game is just, it's ridiculous. It has nothing to do with the Die Hard franchise. Granted, Die Hard stopped having things to do with the Die Hard franchise after a while.
I mean, not really. Just every Die Hard, like, some member of John McClane's family or he himself gets fucked with. Like, that's what the Die Hard series is around.
I'm twirling a mop. Or a broom? Well, you know, it's Dynamite Deca is what it is. I pressed the wrong button and he ducked. Which means I gotta fight him. And I've got a gun. And I didn't kill him.
Okay.
I handcuffed him.
Okay. Well. Sir. But also, as long as you weren't shooting at already handcuffed dude, that puts you above a lot of cops.
I mean, well, I would say this is probably what? That is a fucking rocket launcher. All right, this has.
Wait. Okay, very unrealistic. I don't think anybody would survive a rocket launcher at that close range.
No.
That you still had to go fight him is ridiculous.
Oh well, he just pulled a Bane on me and.
Yep. No one cared who I was until I put on the helmet.
No one cared who I was until I got the goddamn rocket launcher. Well, now I've got a gun. And I just threw a gun at him.
I don't know. I think the animated Harley Quinn version of Bane is my favorite Bane.
He is.
I love
so
him.
perfect. The streets will run with razzle dazzle.
Just makes my heart so happy.
Is Todd working tonight? Todd doesn't work on Wednesdays. He's after my pasta maker.
Yeah, no, he's great. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like a bulked up Tom Hardy was really interesting to see.
I saw someone took screen caps of Tom Hardy's Bane, but with Harley Quinn's voice actor for Bane doing the bits.
That's amazing.
The streets will run!
Razzle dazzle.
That was just perfect. Oh, it was wonderful. And then
That's amazing.
The same people who did who do bad lip reading, they did something called Oral Knots, AURL, but they redubbed all of Bane's lines to where he's after strawberries.
I mean,
like, market fresh strawberries. And then, like,
yes.
they do everyone else's to do bad lip reading to match the weird shit that he's saying. Like, that's great.
That's funny.
I can't even get Sega CD to work on my PC. I have the BIOS. Would have been nice to play. So, CD-based games are difficult because you have to have the BIOS in the right place. That's why I use RetroArch for everything, because it, as a program, just puts everything into the folder system that it needs. It means you don't have as much control over the emulator itself, because you have to go through and use whatever their preset emulators, and then if you want to change it, then you have to make some changes. But for the most part, the cores that RetroArch uses are great, so I don't do too much tinkering. But I would say check RetroArch and just put the BIOS in the necessary BIOS folder, and the game in the necessary game system folder, and try that and see, because it's...
That is a choice in terms of hair. Face, head.
Rowan?
Not head, hair.
I need to stop my son from trying... He's ripping up parts of a box because... reasons. Because he's a cat and he's goddamn weird. So...
Excuse me. I mean, he's just gonna get back at it again here in a minute. I need to just make my way over there and just grab the box.
Making my way down. Well, hopefully now that I've discouraged him with a blanket, he will... But yeah, I think this is the closest to John McClane we get, where we have lost our... I have a spray can.
Hey, Aquanut is very flammable.
Yeah, I mean, I have this... It's just the spray. Like, I don't have...
You need a match or something. ...1980s poor man flamethrower.
Like, oh, why is that not working? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh, I am...
Oh.
What the hell? Oh, you're just a dick. He's like, no, don't hurt me, and then kicked me in the dick.
I propose a settlement to the dick with
He
him.
did propose.
At least this guy still has his shoes.
Yes, he does still have his shoes. So, you know, we got that going for us.
Why would firemen be coming after you?
They're not real firemen. It's all part of the. And I'm just sitting here hitting people with an axe.
I mean, yeah. I got an email from Urban Axes talking. The subject of the email was, "'Tis the season to throw axes," and I was
That's
like,
good.
"Oh man, okay."
All right. That guy with the automatic is kind of pissing me off. I just got fucking suplexed.
Though, I don't know. I might. Your dad said something about giving me a target, so I might not have to go to Urban Axis. I can just throw it home.
Ho ho ho! Now I have a machine gun, and I'm
hit
out
you in
of.
the face with it.
You got suplexed. You're not even a train. I'm not.
Yeah, Axis doesn't like getting thrown.
No, Axis does not. He is not have. I have thrown him once because he was sitting on my lap and he was tweaking out, and something scared him, and he jumped straight up and slid his hind leg right across my thigh, and I had 4 rather deep gouges in my leg that were just bleeding, at which point I just kind of instinctively threw him because suddenly I just felt daggers across my look. He was scared, I freaked out and just but he hopped straight up, which was the problem.
Yeah.
Because cats don't jump straight up from a sitting position.
Oh, I have thrown him a couple of times, and by throw I mean a gentle toss where I'm going to put him on the couch, and I'm like 6 inches away from the couch. So it's more like letting him fall and like pushing him in a direction to fall appropriately. He doesn't like that either. Even if you're giving him exactly what he wants. He's very particular.
Alright, give me the life up. And then give me your machine gun. I had an anti-tank rifle, which just makes me think of do I gotta fight the naked guy?
Homie, put your pants on.
I gotta fight the naked guy.
Like, the least you could do is show up decent. You're getting your ass handed to you by somebody in whitey tighties.
Well, I mean, how do you fight?
Kick him in the balls! You have a very, very clear line of sight on them.
I'm just thinking, the greased up deaf guy from Family Guy, running around naked and greased up. Like, but yeah, when I see the anti-tank rifle, I think of Hellsinger Bridge. There's like, we've got 3 layers of anti-riot shields. The only thing to get through this wall is an anti-tank gun. Oh shit, that's an anti-tank gun. And then
Please tell me he's hitting you with his knee. Seriously.
And then the big-tittied police girl, as Alucard calls her, is sitting there lining up the shot with a 50 caliber anti-tank rifle. And she's just lining up the shot, and her just response is, bitches love cannons. And pulls the trigger, and you just see, like, viscera. Because that's one thing Hellsing is great for.
Is
viscera. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's an interesting version of
I'm about just about anything that includes Alucard, because I want me some Alucard.
Well, so this version of Alucard's interesting because the premise that he has as a vampire is, I'm fighting fucking robots now.
Interesting. Those are kind of disturbing, actually.
Behold the spider droids. I'm gonna die again, but that's okay.
That is just very uncomfortable.
I'm gonna sit here and wail around with...
Did you just break off a part of them? Wait, that's
Yeah.
what it looks like. Okay.
Would you kindly stop being...
Stop being you.
Get the light. Oh, you have a laser too. All right, this is Dick. I can't get close to him. Or I could just throw a fucking TV at him.
I mean, that's a way to solve a problem. Just throw TVs at it.
I mean, nowadays not so much so.
Right,
TVs are
yeah,
so
no.
light and thin,
Yeah.
but like back in the day.
Yeah.
But
Old-fashioned tube.
I was saying, so this version of Alucard's interesting. So like everyone that he feeds on, he ingests their soul, and he can bring it back and use those people as like marionettes.
Interesting.
So at one point in the series,
I mean, vaguely terrifying, but interesting.
at one point in the series, the Nazis invade Britain in a Zeppelin. And the Vatican comes to rescue everyone, except they're not, because they're all wearing Klan hoods, because where did the Klan kind of come from? But anyway. And so they're getting ready to fight, and Alucard shows up like, hey, how about you guys stop? Or I'm going to kill all of you, because you're all dicks. And so they proceed to start stabbing and shooting Alucard, and he just explodes into a river of blood. And then out of that river come a whole bunch of mounted cavalry from back when he was Vlad the Impaler. And they just start rushing through the streets of London and killing people. And then like other bad guys that he's killed throughout the series that all have kind of odd supernatural powers start popping up and start killing some of the more important people. And he's just like, ha ha! And that he actually turns back into Dracula. Because they're like, you know, how long did it take for people to realize Alucard backwards is just Dracula? Well, to be fair, it took us a while. Well, but we're Nazis. We were planning World War III.
Yeah, I had to check it out, if for no other reason than the gore.
I mean, I would say watch the anime or the abridged version. It's fantastic. Like the actual series is great, but it's a little heavy. There's no humor. It's just a little too heavy at times. But the humor that Team 4-Star brings into it is just great. Alright, I'm getting surrounded, and at least 2 guys have guns. And naturally, they can't hurt each other with bullets.
Clearly, it's... Oh, 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 it's magic, you know.
Oh, well, I died. And I have no credits left, which means...
Game over.
Game over. And that's the thing, like, I'm not going to do well in it because this game is so fucking difficult.
I would really like to not be all stumped up.
Marauder, have you heard of a fanfic called Anderson Quest Crossing Helsinki Bridge with... I have not. Zach from Power Rangers had a gun. I mean, technically all of the original Power Rangers had guns. Or at least the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the first set that were here, were not the first Power Rangers because we just stole footage. We didn't steal it. We licensed it. But, you know, anyway. And this is something I didn't actually know until recently. Was so all of the Power Rangers, they had their special weapon, which, like, the Red Ranger had a sword and, like, the Yellow Ranger had 2 daggers, and they all had, like, a special weapon, but they all had a sidearm, which was this, like, baton that they showed in, like, 3 episodes, and then they cut it out of everything here in the U.S. because a parents group got mad that it was too much like a real gun. But it was like a baton that you could fold over and twist and press something, and it became like a blaster. And it looked like a blaster. Like, it was not... It looked nothing like... But, like... Parents groups in the 90s were like, we don't want kids playing with guns. I'm like...
Okay, Tipper.
I grew up watching fucking G.I. Joe. They all had lasers. Granted, nobody got hit.
I mean... I grew up watching Star Wars. Same thing. Almost nobody got hit.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an interesting... And, like, I saw an article talking about it that they, like... There was so much more footage of those items. And then, like, those toys were released and then immediately ceased production. So... And I'm like, okay, so using baton blaster is a bad thing. But if I take 5 magic weapons and turn them into a fucking cannon that shoots laser beams, that's okay? Because that was their whole shtick, is they could combine their weapons into, like... So, like... The Black Ranger...
Bitches love cannons.
The Black Ranger had an axe, which was actually probably one of the coolest depictions of an axe I've seen in any sort of... Because, like, it was not a 2-handed axe. It looked more like a 1-handed axe, but it had enough of a handle that he could use it 2-hand. And it was like, that's actually a very practical axe. And apparently his thing is he could, like, flip it upside down and... it became the barrel and, like, handle of the gun. So it's like he just flipped it upside down, click, and it's now the gun, and they attached, like, the bow to it, and all of the other weapons became extra barrels for it.
Yeah, I still really like that folding, telescoping battle axe that you showed me. I want one of those.
I've followed a guy on YouTube, Tank Tolman, I think. He's the guy that does the what have the scouts found for me today as a Viking. And he's like, if it's, a person, like, send them an invitation for the longboats, come on. Or, like, if it's an item, it's like, fetch the treasury, I must have it. There's one guy that's like, I have the world's first collapsible battle axe. And he's just got this giant, like, rectangular metal rod. And then he just, like, flicks it downward and, like, 2 axe blades pop out. And then he proceeds to just go to town on some stumps. And I'm like...
I want it.
I would love to have that. I mean, I think you could make the only problem I had with it is, like, it was bigger than a 2x4. Like, it was the handle portion of it was a little unwieldy.
I mean...
So, like, you didn't have a good hand. Like, your hand was going to be more stretched out for the grip.
It's pretty girthy.
It was girthy. But I'm like, if that's like just revision 1, this guy could make so much, just because that's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I'd buy one in a heartbeat. Like, that was neat.
Scale it down for us smaller people. It's just I have these tiny hands. But yeah, I want it because mother, I crave violence.
I can throw people into each other, and I can spin kick?
Sure.
And I can kick flip.
I'm just gonna do backflips on this dude. Be still. I need to land this. Like,
that was a scene in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And this is like late in the series where like they can teleport and blow up planets by winking at it. And like Piccolo comes in, Toro spin kicks the bad guy, and he's got people living in his head because he fuses with other people. It's like, did you just spin kick him? It's like, I know, right? That was so cool. Please don't do that again. That's so dumb. You can fly. Why did you do this? And then he's just like backling. It's like, why are you backling? I'm trying to gain distance. You can fly.
you know, it's the little things.
I mean, that's actually what I really love about Dragon Ball Z Abridged is that they will just kind of
roll with the absurdity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the punk with the bad hair and ugly ass shoes kept begging you to stop.
But she was just going to kick me in the dick.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, I didn't screw up this time. I clotheslined a guy. Nijitsu, how's it going? It's going all right. How are you? Things going well? It's a Wednesday. I'm knocking people off. I can beat people with the clock.
You have to do the punny version though. You're like, your time is up. Crash.
Like, it's lights out. Or no, that doesn't quite scan, does it?
Hickory dickory dock, beat your ass with a clock. Oh, so I'm gonna try this. The Night Before Imperial Stout. It's a gingerbread. And we're gonna hope that it's okay.
So I just picked up a lighter.
Oh. I forgot that this one was, it's 11% ABV.
Oh! So I apparently picked up a lighter, and that means when we get to the next part where I can actually make a flamethrower this time.
Nice.
So hey, I'm learning. You cleaned their clocks. That was a blast. Well played, Zerg. Yeah, I love people who are like, is Drew Carey a mob boss in this game? Why is he on the window of the, or on the...
So, yeah, I haven't had to... I have a couple of other stouts at home that, well, 1 porter and 2 stouts that hover around 10, 11 ABV. But a friend of mine a few years ago made a black IPA that had to be shared with people You could not drink the whole thing at once. Or at least it was advised that you don't, because it was like 20% ABV. Which for a beer is, it was strong. It actually tasted pretty good though.
Rowan, look at you being all you.
I think I need more of the caramel apple out of my mouth. Because that just... tastes like spiced hops. Kitty boy. Hi. You're so handsome. Well, he keeps squirming, I can't scratch. Your little face. Your little shirt and your little pants. Come here, come here. Oh, I found while I was getting my shit together and moving it over, I took down all of my stuff off the wall. I had like this jumbled mess of like some of my favorite stickers and cards I've been sent, and wristbands from different shows, which, speaking of, I might need your help cutting this off because this has been on here since Monday because I keep forgetting to cut it until I'm in a situation where I can't. Yeah. But, I came across the wristband from the Box of Oddities show. But it didn't have anything on it because it was just like the generic band that the comedy club used. And I had to really look at it for a second. It was like, oh, it's Cat and Jethro. And then I remembered, the reason I don't have something on it that says Box of Oddities is because I gave you the ticket because I had them.
Sign your little shirt and your little pants.
Your little shirt and your little pants. Ow. That didn't feel good. Oh, so an update that nobody wanted, but hey, I mentioned it last time. I had my follow-up mammogram and ultrasound on Monday, which is why I have the beautiful piece of jewelry here. And good news is my sus tit is a little less sus. So, one of the areas that they had seen just isn't there anymore, and the other one shrank. So, less sus.
Now my tits will be far less sus.
I still have to go back in 6 months. They were still doing the 6-month thing, but that was better news than I had expected, because I've just started to expect bad news when it comes to my health. So, can't a terrorist even pee in peace?
No.
Look, man, I was just trying to take a shit. This stall is occupied.
Angry terrorists have feelings too.
That's true. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to. I might have finally made it off of a few watch lists, and if I say more than that, I might be put right back on.
I'm pretty sure I'm still on a handful, so.
I'm pretty sure I'm on at least one. But since it's officially been over 10 years since I was doing that research, so. I was actually talking to the site coordinator during early voting at one of the libraries. Because she was asking, like, what do you do? What do you write? All of this stuff. And somehow my graduate studies got brought up. And I was telling her about my thesis and what it was about. And she spent, like, the rest of the day, whenever she had a free moment, come over and be like, no, really, you don't need to pick up that research. Like, you don't need to put yourself in danger like that. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, it's not that serial. Like, I am not going to Afghanistan or... Yeah. I'm not actively calling up members of like, the caliphate. Be like, hey, homie, what's going on? Can I come visit in about 3 months? Cool. Right? They do look like go-go boots, but, like, then they're on weird spidery legs, but it's still a tripod with spidery legs. And it's just, there's a whole lot that makes me uncomfortable.
Axis, we're still in here, son.
Axis! Kitty boy. Hi. Come here. Oh man, so I ordered some pot holder, well, a pot holder and an oven mitt because I don't have those. And we're doing cookie day on Sunday, and I was like, I should probably, like, bring those. And I ended up getting, I mean, it's a cool color and whatever, but, like, I wanted one of, like, the snarky sets or a set with skulls on it, and there's no way I could get it before cookie day. I did find one that I would really like to have, but it's just wildly inaccurate because I don't smoke pot, and it has a woman carrying a pie, and it says "I'm baked too." I really want it. Actually, that is the other thing that is going well. That whole I don't smoke. I almost don't smoke. I've been doing the smoking cessation stuff for a while now, and it looks like my deadline is entirely reasonable because I'm down to, like, yesterday I only had one cigarette.
Progress.
Baby steps to the elevator.
What are you doing, son?
Anyway, EH Antics. It's definitely working for me.
So I was looking up to see if there were any codes for this. Apparently this got brought over to the PS2. I was like, hey, there's some code, but, like, you have to use button inputs that don't exist on the Saturn. Because triangle, square, circle, like, those don't exist.
Thank you. I quit cold turkey once in college, and I managed to stay quit for like 3 months. And then I got pulled into some drama. And the people putting me in the middle of drama took me to a bar and fed me martinis. And then I needed a cigarette. I had like 5 martinis and 3 beers. I needed a cigarette at some point in there. And there was granted, I was like 22 at the time. 22 or 23. I had a 40-year-old woman hitting on me because it was her birthday and she didn't want to go home lonely. I was like, no, thank you. It's complicated, but no, thank you. But yeah, so that messed me up. But I don't think I could do it cold turkey now. Not as young as I once was.
Same.
I've had a diminished capacity for fuckery. Got tired of having your ass handed to you.
Well, so apparently if you get a decent score in this, you get extra credits.
Oh, okay. What is it, Axis? Come here.
And I'm like, why is this game part of Die Hard Arcade?
Oh, that sucks, Pen. That sounds like it was not fun for anybody. Mm-mm. Hey, what?
Oh, and I sunk.
Oh, do you want noms? Do you need uppies? Okay. Have some uppies.
Like, I've tried giving up soda. That's probably the closest thing to that I drink a fair bit of soda. And every time I find something that's like, I like this. And then it's just like, because like I actually just picked this up. The cherry limeade polar seltzer. I had one this afternoon. Like, oh, this isn't bad. I could probably do this. I had this one like, no, I'm already kind of burned out on it. It's just not.
Whereas I can sit there and just drink plain carbonated water all day. Well, not all day. I still have to have my coffee, but like, I've seen myself do it. And I still, not a soda stream because I am not throwing money towards anything based in Israel right now. But I do want to get like a drink carbonator so that I'm not spending so much money on sparkling waters.
No. Woo!
Yeah, I'm not a happy froggy when I don't have the concentration juice. Or even when I can have some, but not a lot. Like on days when I have lab work, I'm allowed to have some coffee while fasting, but it has to be like 1 cup of black coffee, which is fine if it's okay coffee. But I drink 2 cups every day. Like, it's just 2 cups. And I have to have my fancy stuff about it. Plus, since that's how I'm trying to, like, ingest more calories, like, I'm sort of eating breakfast. Like, I mix some protein powder in there and, you know, some instant breakfast and whatever else. It hardly tastes like coffee anymore. But I get the concentration juice out of it.
I like soda, but my doctor recommends I cut back on. I mean, that's like, my doctor was like, hey, try cutting it back for, you know, checking my blood pressure. And it didn't really have any impact on my blood pressure, so okay, doesn't matter. But it's like, it's not super healthy to drink as much soda as I drink in a day. But it's like, it's not that I have the problem with the caffeine. Like, I'm not really bothered by caffeine, by many things. Like,
yeah, this is a dude that can do the, like, just wake up and do things.
And people wonder, what sorcery is this?
Honestly, like, at most until like 8:30 or so, all you'll have is like a glass of milk.
Yeah.
And one, ew, and two, there's no caffeine in that. There's no concentration juice in that.
But yeah, I don't drink a lot of coffee. I mean, I don't drink any coffee, really. But, you know, I drink soda, but not necessarily for the caffeine. So I'm like, I should probably, you know, maybe cut back a little bit. I just cannot find something that I actually like.
Yeah.
What? I got 18 credits now. I think that might be enough to get by. At least I think that's credits for the game. Though I'm actually kind of having fun with this.
But yeah, at this point, like, my morning coffee is less about the caffeine and more about the ritual. But I definitely, like, I don't feel the up from the caffeine anymore, but I can definitely feel the down where it heads into a migraine if I don't.
No.
So I'm still socially addicted to something. But my A1C is great. And my blood pressure is great. It's actually on the low side.
Like my blood pressure, my systolic is all right. My diastolic's what's weird, and that's why my doctor's like, I have no idea what's wrong with you. Like, well, geez, doc.
What the fuck did you do? Yeah. No, I think on Monday they clocked me at like 107 over 78 or something like that. Like,
Alright, let's see how many credits I actually have.
okay, first of all, landing like that, like on the handrail, you should have a couple of broken ribs, and breathing should be hard right now.
I mean, isn't that how, I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise broke a couple of ribs doing a Mission Impossible stunt, which was basically the same thing.
I mean, but it's
Tom Cruise.
I would be much more upset about it if it was
Someone else?
a lot of someone else's. Oh, I need to print off a picture of Chris Pine.
You know,
For my Chris Pine cactus.
what kind of Christmas tree you have? Hey, Marauder, just woke up from a nap. How's life treating? I mean, you know, life is life. But I'm clotheslining bad guys in totally Nakatomi Plaza.
It's the 80s. They're all ridiculous.
Oh, hey. We're back here. Oh, let me expend all of my ammo and throw the gun. And then... Oh, I cleaned his clock.
Time's up, motherfucker. It's the new Yippee-ki-yay.
So, rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they do, like, one of the big things is Die Hard is Jake's favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a Die Hard bit where they're trying to buy a Christmas present, and they go to the store right at close, and they sneak in, only to find out that the store is being robbed. So they pull a Die Hard. But Jake has to end up giving himself up. And so it's Boyle who's the
John McClane of the situation.
And he says, "Yippee kayak, other buckets." It's like, that's not the line. I'm pretty sure that's the line. It's like, no. I was like, I was wondering how they were going to get past that on Fox, like on network television. You're not going to say yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. I'm eating healthy enough. I just need to go outside more, vitamin D and exercise. Too much time on my PC.
Let Daddy Son Man give you that vitamin dick.
I was... Yeah.
Words to live by. I certainly do.
Daddy Son Man give you that vitamin dick. It is a statement we have. I actually have a UV lamp because UV light has vitamin D in it. Because reasons. And so, like, it helps with your seasonal affective disorder. So, like, I use that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not quite the same. Like, it's definitely nicer to be out in the sunlight, but it's not bad. But Good night, Mr. Falcon. That's how movie 2 since... Yeah, Mr. Falcon. Oh, and I got the backbreaker again.
Yeah.
And he's done.
Somewhere running around on TikTok is me actually doing the Let Daddy Son Man give you that vitamin dick bit.
Well, I found the YouTube short, and I sent it to Amber today. I found 2 classic Vines that are now YouTube shorts as just the 2 of them. One of them is, what's worse than a rapist? A child.
No.
And then the other is, twist his dick. Give him the old dick twist.
Twist dick.
This is an MMA fight. Twist his dick.
I was actually thinking about that the other day. Maybe it was like some sympathetic something because there was no context for it. Just all of a sudden in my head, it was like twist his dick.
Man, we did not appreciate Vine in its time.
No.
It wasn't until it was gone that we're like, we get Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts and
TikTok.
Granted, TikTok did give us B. Dylan Hollis, and
yes.
I am okay with that.
Yes.
It
also allowed me to connect with a lot of indigenous rights, black rights activists, and...
But I definitely feel like a boomer on TikTok.
I mean...
I feel way older than I actually am.
You gotta find your crowd. Yeah. Should hop over to Book Talk and listen to them talk about book porn.
Well, so Libet found a guy on TikTok, I think, who she's buying me his cookbook for Christmas, and he goes by Your Barefoot Neighbor. And then I was on YouTube, and there's a guy who's doing like tech articles. Like, I bet you didn't know your computer could do this. And I swear they're the same fucking person. But then you look at them side by side, they're not. But if you look at a separate video, their face looks similar enough, and their voice sounds similar enough. They're like, that's the same fucking person. It's not. And I might show you 2 of their clips later, just so that I'm not losing my goddamn. Because like I had to look. I'm like, did I? Like, okay, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to steal someone else's content inadvertently and not allow them, monetization rights on it. So I'll do it after the stream. But I might post about it in the Discord to be like, hey, can other people tell me if I'm going crazy on this? Because holy crap, I was looking, I was like, I'm losing my mind. I swear this is the same guy.
I'm going slightly.
Oh my god, one of my favorite Queen songs. So many bits, like
Queen.
Just all of the different euphemisms. The I'm one wave short of a shipwreck. I'm not my usual topic. Like, I went around
it's great.
saying that for quite some time.
It was kind of the theme song for my little group in high school for a hot minute. Little Freaks and Geeks group. Which turned out to also be largely queer.
I mean,
about it.
Alright, I just threw an exploding barrel and I survived.
But so did they.
Yeah.
Which is just not okay. You just got axed in the back.
He asked me a question. And then I got sprayed like a protester.
I mean,
by a fire.
And you're getting treated like a
I'm
protester.
getting treated like a...
See the violence inherent in the system. Help, being repressed.
I'm going to say, stand back up and let me shoot you.
But honestly, though.
In the face.
It's for real.
Oh, damn it, I missed that because I was reading comments. My high school friend is straight as far as we know. We're both... I mean, more of my friends came out after. And so, like, I feel like I probably should have had a better idea that several of my friends were queer in high school.
I mean, okay, so most of my friends in the group, like, were already out. And the ones that came out later, largely came out as bi. Which is hard to do in high school because everybody says the nasty things. You're just greedy, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Which is why I stopped identifying as bi for a hot minute, among other reasons. Yeah, I think I don't think there's a single neurotypical person in the group.
And I'm pretty sure...
At least the ones I'm still in contact with.
No one in my group was neurotypical, but, like, Oh yeah, we probably should have picked up on the queer way sooner than we did. I love as soon as I get a life up thing, I get jabbed in the dick. Alright, give me this and let me actually fucking hit someone with it.
Well, it's good to know the ship wasn't the only thing that was dumped last night.
I did tell Amber's brother that he needed to watch Our Flag Means Death.
Oh my god, I love that show so much. Which also reminds me, I need to get your Plex login credentials because it's not on my Roku anymore.
It's not, no. I gotta look
I'm
them
not
up.
signed in anymore. So I can totally legally watch my favorite shows.
I didn't know I was queer in high school. I didn't know Ace was even a thing. I mean, true. That is also a thing. Like, not knowing that there's, terminology for... I actually started watching Naruto again. Got the first Blu-ray. I actually need to get a Blu-ray player. I was just, before the live stream, bidding on a VHS player because my VHS player crapped out, and I'm still in the process of digitizing my old VHS anime instead of buying it on DVD or Blu-ray, because some of them haven't been reprinted. So like VHS is it. So
physical media is forever by Laserdisc.
And so I bid, and it got outbid, and I went to increase my max bid, and I accidentally increased my max bid to $1,900.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like...
I'm pretty sure you're going to win that.
I mean,
actually, VCR.
I mean, no, I canceled that.
Oh, okay.
I was able to retract that bid because apparently if you put it in as an automatic bid and you typed, because like, you look at it, it's like, if you don't put in the decimal, it just assumes you're still doing nothing. And so like, eBay knows the system is dumb when it has a 0.0 as the start, and if you press 19, it assumes 19 cents. And so you have to do 00. But it just keeps adding. It doesn't actually... So, like, eBay knows it's a piece of shit. And so they're like, if you have 12 hours left of your auction, you can retract your... So I retracted the bid and lost... Like, I could probably rebid on it, but I'm not going to because I know it's, like, $26 thanks to this. Because, like, that was what got me the winning bid. I'm like, I'm probably not spending more than $25 on a fucking... Because you also have to pay shipping, because VHS players are heavy, and none of them have free shipping. I'm like, I'm not fucking buying a super expensive VHS player just to do this. But, like, I do want to digitize some of my VHS. But, like, eBay, Jesus Christ! Like, I'm sitting there going... Like, I'm having a mild internal panic attack, like, $1,900. I can afford it. I don't want to afford... I am not fucking spending $1,900. But, like, for Blu-ray players, like, I have... In my game room, I have a PS3 and a PS4. I don't have a PS5, but I need to buy one, since I've learned that they are backwards compatible. So, like, I can go ahead and get one. But, like, I don't have one for the living room. I have a multi-disc DVD player that I got from Libet when her dad passed away, which I'm kind of thinking of nixing as well, because it didn't have the original remote for it. And so I bought an aftermarket remote, and it does not actually do half of the things that, like, I can't change discs. Like, I have to basically do everything on the DVD player itself. So it's like, okay, that makes watching DVDs a little difficult. But I do a lot of stuff on Plex now, so I have a lot of digitized media. So I'm just like, maybe I should just digitize all of my DVD collection as well. Not that I have a lot. I did lose, like, I had way more DVDs when I was married. I lost the DVD collection in the divorce. but it's because I kept the game collection. So I'm like, which one of these am I actually going to get more use
I
of?
mean...
And I can pirate shit way easier than I can buy half of the shit.
You mean totally legally use...
No, fuck it, pirate! Arr! When you... And I am way leaving the game at this point. Like, I have enough credits, but I'm tired of fighting these fucking robots. So I'm gonna take a breather. Like, when every service wanted its own unique streaming platform, and then they wanted to charge you a monthly subscription for it, to where that became more expensive than cable, because that was the problem. As soon as streaming became a thing, like,
it was like you could get the content that you wanted without having to buy this entire, like, cable package
of shit you don't need or want.
Right.
Like, we had satellite, and so, like, satellite's 500 channels, and, like, 40 of them are music channels that are stations I'm not going to listen to.
And, like, 15 of them are TV shopping channels.
Yeah, like, this is shit I don't need and I don't want to spend money on, but I have to get the things that I want. Or if I do want something, I have to spend more. Like, if I want if I wanted HBO back in the day, like, you had to buy an HBO subscription. In addition,
which I did for a while.
And, like, half the time, depending on your cable provider,
been reimbursed for.
You could not buy just HBO. You had to buy HBO and something else you don't really want.
Yeah.
But that's how they justified the cost. Because, like, oh yeah, you want HBO? That's going to be another $20 a month. It's like, $20? Are you kidding? And then, this is the downfall of Blockbuster. Netflix comes in. Hey, we're going to stream. We're going to have all of this content.
Well, first it was,
DVD. But, like, when streaming became a thing, like, that's how Netflix did it.
On it.
They transitioned very well from delivering physical media to streaming digital media. And that's now they're being dicks about it.
Well, they've been dicks for a while about it.
It's just
increasingly large.
The girth is getting worse for their dick.
It's unwieldy.
It's chode territory. This is why you all come.
You saw Orgasmo, right? Chota boy.
But, like, so that was the thing. Like, you had Netflix, and Netflix was okay, and then, like, Hulu for the things that started pulling back from Netflix, and it's like, okay, you have two. That's still better, and because they were like
Hulu got, like, the stuff from Fox.
Yeah, and both were like $9.99 a month for their basic with ad type. Like, okay, it's still not as bad as commercials on television shows, and it's still cheaper. But then, like, you've got, Paramount Plus and Max and Peacock.
I do pay for Paramount Plus because that's where my Star Trek is.
That is where
that is where my SpongeBob is.
And there are some things that I'm fine paying for. Like, I pay for a Crunchyroll subscription. Because there's, like, at least 3 anime that I'm watching that I really would like to watch, and
that's the only place you can watch them.
Legally. I mean, I could, but, like, I also want to make sure that these shows get a second season, because, like, several of the shows that I watch, they're up in the air on whether they're going to get a second season because the streaming numbers weren't as great as they wanted.
And it's not like it's a lot more indie than...
Yeah. Like, I'm still waiting. Skeleton Knight in Another World has not been confirmed for another season. I'm like, give me my fucking Skeleboy.
Honestly.
And the big tittied elf girl and the cute little nine-tailed fox.
The big titties I could take or leave. But give me my Skeleboy.
I just love how he's the only one who doesn't comment. Like, everyone else is like, haha, big tittied elf girl, and he's just like, elf. Like, he's like, yeah, she's pretty, but
she's
elf.
rad. Like,
elf.
Yeah, I love my Skeleboy. Which I will probably have to borrow your credentials
yeah.
for Crunchyroll so I can watch that again.
But like My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone. I'm watching the reboot of Rurouni Kenshin, which I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that one yet. Like, I like that they're streamlining it and they're sticking straight to the graphic novel, so like there's not the weird season of filler where, or the several episodes of filler within a season of filler where Kenshin's dealing with Christian nationalists.
I mean, a worthy cause. Like, those fuckers need to be dealt with. But,
Well, so like
contextually,
Christian missionaries in Japan were just fucking weird, and the part that I love is just watching this guy who's the greatest killer in the world deal with people who are like, yes, we're Christian. Do you know why we're Christian? Because Jesus survived the crucifixion, came to Japan, married a farmer's daughter, became a farmer, and is living among us. That is actually one of the...
yeah, I know.
And I'm like...
It just never fails to...
However,
Fucking colonizers.
there's so you've seen Afro Samurai, or at least seen of it,
yeah.
Samuel Jackson. So it's big in anime culture. You've got Black Samurai. There was actually a Black Samurai, and he served the fucking daimyo. Like, or he was daimyo who
pretty
served.
rad dude,
I think he served the emperor himself. Like he made his way up there, and just like he was bought as a slave and sold, and then like learned Japanese, and then started learning archery, and they're like, oh, you're like, what else are you good at? And started learning how to use a spear, and then they're like, we're gonna just teach you how to be a fucking samurai. And then he was like apparently very well versed tactically, so he was just like during several like skirmishes he's just like, do this, and like, no, we shouldn't do that, and they're like, no, do that, and then it's like, you're not, like, we won because you told us to, like, and it was just everyone just like talking about how, I mean, Japan does have a very iffy set of circumstances with some xenophobia. Like, there's a lot of, we want a homogenous society, which is kind of not so code word for please stop coming to our country.
Yeah.
But
you can come visit, but keep it in your pants.
Yasuke, yes, Yasuke, he served no, real, I didn't know that was him, okay. But yeah, he was, like, I watched a video essay on him, I'm like, holy shit, that's...
Yeah, he sounds like he was a rad dude.
Like, and like...
I'd sit down with some sake and pick his brain.
A movie that I actually really like, and it's terrible because it's completely inaccurate, is The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
Comes full circle.
But, like, because they're like...
Streets will run with razzle dazzle.
It's like, because the premise is like, they get this guy to come and deal with, basically the samurai who are opposing the Meiji, because that's it. You've got the Boshin War going on, and it's like, hey, the Japan's wanting to modernize. We want to bring in, people from the West to teach us military tactics, technology. We want to kind of go away from the samurai, and the samurai, how about no? We kind of want to...
We don't want to be colonized.
Yeah. Who would have thought? And so, like, they get, Tom Cruise, who apparently is skilled at putting down indigenous people because he led assaults against Native Americans. But he's also a horrid drunk and haunted by the nightmares of the fact that he lived amongst Native Americans before all of this and used that knowledge to help the U.S. military to subjugate them. And so he's just a, like, broken man. And he's like, all right, I get to do this again with the Japanese people. And, like, but, like, one person was like, this would not happen historically. Like, they didn't view samurai as, like, the indigenous people.
Yeah.
Like they would have gone to Germany, people who have put down rebellions in their own country. Like, yeah, they would have looked at us with, like, oh, yeah, you had a civil war, but
that's not super settled. It's still not.
It's not. So, like, yeah, but, like, I watched a guy who did a complete historical breakdown. It's like, they would not have come to the U.S. for pretty much anything other than manufacturing. Like...
And even then, like, the Germans in particular were ahead of us for a hot minute.
Yeah. And, the Japanese kind of hated us because we kind of sailed up into their harbor with a whole bunch of battleships and demanded they open port for trade at the threat of violence. Like, we were literally holding a gun to their head saying, do this or we will...
We are hysterically... we are historically a terrible people. Just in the U.S. we are. Like, at least in our dealings with anyone not normal, white, straight, male, middle to upper class, able-bodied, yada yada.
I mean, don't let the right-wingers hear you say, we're the greatest country on the planet.
No, we're not. I mean, I'm okay with right-wingers hearing most of what I say, because fuck them, that's why.
Did you just shoot me in the back?
Yep.
Well,
I am not liberal as in let's do this by means of legislation. I am leftist, like ACAB.
I saying, like, my favorite new saying is, droppy drop goes the choppy chop, with a picture of a guillotine.
I found my guillotine pendant again. I'm very excited about that.
I just picked up a pepper shaker and used that as a weapon.
I mean, pepper can cause you to sneeze very violently. Right. Occasionally, especially when I'm stopped up like this, I'll cough. And then it'll turn into like a couple of coughs. And something about that triggers a sneeze, followed up, like, almost barely followed. It's almost simultaneously with another cough. And my whole face is just wrecked for like an hour. There's just too much stuff going on.
What?
It's the Dollar Tree Bane.
The streets will run with not razzle-dazzle.
The streets will run with cheap glitter.
I am
I can't say anything. I love glitter. Give me
I-
glitter.
so covered in glitter from doing the painting downstairs.
I am very excited about breaking into my next thing of glitter additive. I rescheduled that appointment today for Friday. But I don't have anything on the books aside from that on Friday or Saturday. Although I might schedule a float for Saturday because it's been a fuck of a week. Or I might spend the day painting so that I can play with more glitter.
I mean, again,
I like
I
glitter.
was unsure if I had put too much glitter on.
Again, I don't think that that's a thing.
So, just going ahead to say this, since we're getting close to the end of the stream. So, next week I will probably cancel the live stream, which is why I'm doing Die Hard now, because I wanted to do this one before Christmas. But I'm working on getting the new game room set up, which is back downstairs.
The old game room.
Which is the old game room, which is where I originally started. So, like, if you go back and look at a lot of my old stuff, like, that's kind of where I'm going back to, but, like, there have been some changes. So, I repainted this gray color called chrome, except it's not metallic. But, I'm gonna get the bag of glitter.
Get the bag of glitter. I love glitter. Makes everything better.
I put over half this bag of glitter in.
I mean, I'm talking like I love glitter like Kesha loves glitter. Or at least Kesha 2010 loved glitter.
I wrote, yes. Like, Dad, what do you have? Like, it comes in a container that seals like a water container, because there's so much glitter and it's so fine that it feels like a liquid. And so I put over half of that bag in a gallon of paint and painted to the downstairs. And I was like, is that going to cause problems for when you're recording?
Don't know.
No idea.
Don't care.
But since I am almost done painting, I still have to do the trim. But since I'm almost done painting, I'm going to go ahead and spend next week moving everything down. And so, like, I'm gonna spend some time moving stuff that's very heavy, and then I'm gonna have to reorganize. So I'm probably not going to have a usable setup come Wednesday. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel next week's live stream. I will still post about it in the Discord so that everyone has it. But
and then we come back the week after Christmas in between
yeah,
the holidays.
yeah, because that'll be. What's that? What day is that?
The
27th. Yeah. So, like, I'm not taking time off of work between Christmas and New Year's this year like I normally am. Like I normally do. So I can build up some extra PTO for next year. So, don't have anything, like, planned.
Yeah.
But we do have to plan Giftmas this year.
Yeah, we do. Because, again, last year, we didn't watch Die Hard. So, Christmas was just what we had at your parents', which is, that's not our usual Christmas.
Yeah, no.
Even if it's just a small group of us.
Yeah.
So, like, we didn't watch Die Hard, and that means we did not have Giftmas last year. Like,
No.
literally.
No. So, like, we got to try to do things this year. But yeah, so next week, no stream. But the week after that, back to same hat time, same hat channel. So, and hopefully I will be settled in the new game room by that point. I fucking hope so. God, I really hope it does not take that long to do.
I'm really hoping that at least by the beginning of January, I'll be settled in enough that, like, I can take pictures and I wouldn't feel bad about posting them on the Discord to show you where I'm living now.
I'm definitely, once I get, because I also really just, it's going to be so weird being down there. Especially when I get this light down there. That's going to make the glitter
Again?
so much.
Yeah.
Well, so I had this light when which I'm missing a couple of things, but I will. Can I get? No, I cannot get a good view of that. But I had that light downstairs when it was the full-size family
and you had
room.
it like in the
and
middle.
I had it in the middle. And then I cut that room in half. And so now this, I mean, right now this is the smallest bedroom in the house. So like this amount of light is overkill, which is why I haven't replaced some of the bulbs that burned out, because it's not needed.
I mean, really, it's a lot.
But downstairs,
I think it's gonna look awesome.
it's going to make the walls very like I'm
very
going to be
excited.
living in a psychedelic trip, and I'm so looking forward to it. So
Kesha music video. You're gonna be in Blow. You're gonna live in the video for Blow.
yes,
Which is amazing. I love that music video.
yeah.
But
Yeah, so I also should have Mario RPG go up. I do have a little bit of a backlog of that I can edit. I have not been super consistent because this week has just been a nightmare. I had Monday go up, and then like Tuesday I'm like, hey, I'll get Tuesday's video uploaded, and I'm like, oh shit, I've got too much to do on Tuesday. I missed that completely, and I don't typically upload on Wednesdays because I'm live streaming. So hopefully next week will be fine with the backlog that I've got, and then I've got enough recorded that should be fine. But the holidays, man, this time of year,
it's just trying to fit in so much stuff, especially when like you get the first 2 weeks after Thanksgiving and it feels like time is dragging by because your schedule doesn't really fill up until like mid-December, and then it's like you're going 90 to nothing to fit everything in.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Yeah. Like I kind of miss being a kid and not having to worry about any of it, but like I have a newfound I had a newfound appreciation for the shit my parents had to coordinate growing up. Like I just like I remember in school it's like, oh, it's midterm exams. We have 3 days of exams that are half days at school. We get out at noon. Like, if you don't have an exam, you just got to leave, and so like we'd hang out. We'd typically do some gaming, or like the first night that we didn't have to go back the next day. It's like we just crash at someone's house. My parents did not care. Now it's like, oh shit, I gotta coordinate with like 6 people what I'm doing for Thursday, and like this week we've got like
the joys of polyamory. Plus also accommodating the family of your chosen family, which is the boat I'm in right now. Well, the family of my chosen family is also my family, or my chosen family. But yeah.
But there's a lot of moving cogs.
There's so many moving bits.
I'm tired of moving bits. Anyway, so won't be back before Christmas. So hopefully, if you celebrate Christmas, you have a fantastic, wonderful holiday. Hopefully, it's not as hectic as we're making ours sound right now. Hopefully, it's a little more relaxing.
Mine is mostly trying to fit in doctor's appointments and therapy in between.
If you don't do Christmas, whatever, if you do any sort of winter holiday, I hope it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Or
any holiday decorations you put up, we would love to see them on Discord.
Yeah, any holiday decoration. I haven't put any up this year because I'm cleaning everything as I'm moving stuff, so I didn't do anything this year. I did think about doing some of the outside stuff, but
I might.
It's cold.
I might do my cactus tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah, sure. Because like I remember, hopefully next year I will be in a place where I can. But I have my video game Christmas tree with video game ornaments and like that I love. So I'll get some pictures of that hopefully next year. But if you got any sort of holiday decoration or anything holiday, post about it in the Discord.
You got an ugly sweater? Show it to us. We'll tell you it's ugly, but you can show it to us.
And chances are, you know it's ugly because you got it as an ugly sweater.
Yeah.
And, like, the number of ugly sweaters that I've seen that are just designed to be, like, and so many of them, like, I should buy this for someone that I know, except that I would never.
I saw one that was a Die Hard
that
said Yippee-Ki-Yay. And it was like the first, it was sort of Fair Isle, and it was the first one I was ever like, I would wear that. I
saw one that was, it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off of Nakatomi, and it's Alan Rickman flailing. But one that I almost bought myself was a Yu-Gi-Oh one. It had Yu-Gi on the front, and like it had like Yu-Gi-Oh patterns, and it's like, it's time to Yule.
Oh.
But I don't wear sweaters, so I didn't. But
you'd have to at least once.
Yeah.
At least one time.
But like I said, anything holiday, post about it in the Discord.
Yeah. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, and
show us pretty stuff.
Meantime, I heard feral instead of Fair Isle.
Yeah, I mean, some of the sweater designs are
a
feral.
Yeah. Not for, social, like one of them is one of the ones that I saw, and I keep getting advertisements because it's the same that had the It's Time to Yule. It's a picture of a very large, muscular man wearing nothing with a Christmas present in his crotch. It says, "I have a big package for you under my tree." And I'm like,
I mean, there's a whole song about that.
Yeah.
There's a whole song. But yeah.
But yeah, post about it in Discord. And like I said, whatever holiday, hope it's happy, hope it's relaxing, hope it's festive.
I hope everybody is as safe as possible. Use your preventative sprays, wash your hands, hand sanitizer, masks, whatever you got to do to be safe.
Yep. So take care of yourselves, and we will see you before the new year.
Yes.
So keep an eye on the Discord. Mention all that, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep. Have fun, guys.
Bye.